Ever find yourself, I don't know, like blowing through an entire season of a show in a single weekend? Or maybe you like to savor each episode, make it last.
Oh, totally. You know me, I'm all about savoring when it comes to a good story.
Makes me think, though, about the whole idea of serialized storytelling. It's not exactly a new thing, right? Dickens? Anyone?
It's funny you should mention that. I was just thinking about my Victorian
I
novels.
know you've got to tell me what you're reading next. But yeah, those serialized novels, they were practically the binge-worthy entertainment of their time.
Right. They'd have to wait weeks for the next installment in the newspaper. Talk about anticipation.
Imagine being a Dickens fan back in the day, waiting for the next part of the twist.
Yeah.
It's like the original binge model.
Exactly. And it wasn't just about those cliffhangers, you know? That format, publishing bit by bit, it let authors create these intricate plots, develop characters over time. It's different from, say, watching a movie. Deeper somehow.
Definitely. It's like you're living with the story. So serialized novels. For a while there, it seemed like they'd faded away. Novels took over.
Right, for a while. But then, boom, the digital age brought it roaring back.
It's like everything old is new again.
Precisely. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. Think about how we consume media now: scrolling, short bursts, instant gratification, serialized stories. They fit perfectly into that world.
So bring me up to speed. What are some of the platforms that are like making waves in the world of digital serialized fiction?
Well, you've got Kindle Vella, that's Amazon, obviously, trying to, recapture that episodic reading experience.
Makes sense.
What else then? There's Radish. They focus more on romance, cater to a mobile audience. Oh, and Wattpad. Huge, especially for young adult fiction. Tons of successful books. They actually started on Wattpad.
Seriously. No way. See, this is why I love these deep dives, always learning something new. But keep going. What else is new in the world of serialized fiction?
The really cool part, some platforms, they're taking it even further. Built-in features for real-time reader feedback, shaping the direction of the story.
Wait, are you serious? That's wild. So it's interactive, but like on a whole new level.
Right. It's almost like blurring the lines between author and audience. You're not just along for the ride anymore. You're helping steer the ship.
You know, speaking of stories coming to life, we've got to talk about this resurgence of audio dramas.
It really is fascinating, this whole format. It's like it's having this renaissance moment.
Totally. And it's not just your grandpa's radio plays anymore, Although those were pretty cool in their own right.
Oh, absolutely. Like the Shadow War of the Worlds, they knew how to use sound to paint a picture in your mind.
They were ahead of their time. But with podcasts, I feel like we're seeing this whole other level, the sophistication, the freedom these creators have.
Absolutely. Podcasts have completely democratized audio storytelling.
Yeah.
There's no broadcast schedule, no limits on who can listen. Anyone can create and share anywhere.
And the production value. Night and day compared to those old shows. Have you listened to the Magnus Archives? Or Wolf 359?
Oh, yeah.
The sound design alone, it just pulls you right in.
It's true. It's like you're listening to a movie, but without the visual, so you can imagine it your own way.
And it's more than just the sound, right? The voice acting is incredible, the writing.
Yeah.
You can tell these creators are passionate about it. This is an art form.
It really is. And you know what's interesting? This format, it lends itself so well to serialized storytelling. Each episode, it's an event. Listeners look forward to it, talk about it.
Like those old water cooler moments.
Yeah.
But it's global now. Happen online.
Exactly. I think it speaks to that human need, to share experiences, to have those moments where you gasp or sigh together as the story unfolds.
It's funny, right? We've been talking about these two things, serialized fiction, audio dramas. Like, they're totally separate worlds.
Right.
But they're not really separate, are they?
I think that's what's so exciting. You see those lines blurring, this convergence.
I'm with you. Tell me more.
Well, when you think about it, both formats, they thrive on that same thing, the anticipation, that need to know what happens next, pulling you back in week after week. But they also each have their own, advantages.
Go on. I'm hooked.
Okay, so serialized fiction, right? As much as we love it, it's kind of a solitary thing. A book, a comfy chair.
Right.
Audio, though, it fits into those little gaps in your day. Driving, chores, whatever. It makes it more accessible, for sure.
Totally. Okay, so when you bring those two things together, what happens?
Magic. Take Welcome to Night Vale, for example. Started as this super popular audio drama, right? Surreal, kind of creepy. Then, boom, companion novels.
Oh, I love that.
Fleshing out the characters, the backstories, all that stuff that just doesn't fit into the audio format.
It's like they created this whole other layer. A deeper dive into that world.
Right, exactly. And then, of course, those novels, they became audiobooks. Full cast. Brought even more people into the Night Vale fold. It's multi-layered storytelling, you know?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered the history, the digital boom, this whole blending of formats. What's next? What does the future hold for serialized storytelling?
Okay, close your eyes right. Imagine VR and AR.
Hmm.
But like really imagine it.
Okay.
You could be in the story, interacting, making choices that change the narrative in real time, things we haven't even thought of.
Whoa. That is some next level immersion. Like, where does the story even end at that point?
Right, it gets wilder. AI could create personalized storylines based on like what you like.
Okay, now that's both super cool and a little terrifying.
Right.
So, could an algorithm really truly tell a story? Like a good one?
Yeah.
That's as good as something a human could create. I don't know, it's a big question.
It is.
It's wild, though.
Yeah.
Think about it. We've gone from, like, waiting weeks for the newspaper to stories written basically for us.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. It's clear the future of storytelling, it's wide open.